it's a brilliant result the other night. Everyone delighted with that around the club, but a few things at training were upsetting you before.
Yeah, no, it's just obviously today we did some shape work with the starters, ready for Saturday. Not saying that would be the starting lineup, but we're just going through a few things in regards to Saturday, but it was kind of just walkthroughs. And then the lads that didn't start, plus the rest of the squad, were in the session. And sometimes, they can not start how you want, and it's just the standards really, Chris. Just getting those standards where they need to be. I keep saying to the lads, if we train at an intensity that's so high, then the Saturday game should start over time to feel more comfortable. And just the standards weren't where they needed to be, but the reaction was good, and it ended up being a really good session in the end.
You could sense the momentum with the passing drills and stuff as the session progressed, was it? That type of thing?
Yeah, so it was just a session we called Brilliant Basics, which is just doing the basic things really, really well, which all good players do. It was just a bit sloppy, really. Then they got it up to standard. Then the next possession they went into really started to fly then, and it was really good, really good.
After Tuesday's brilliant victory, you've seen positive signs that the players are really buying into your methods?
Yeah, it's not my methods. It's everyone's methods. It's the whole staff, and I want it to be the players' methods. The first meeting was asking them, what they thought was wrong, what direction they wanted to go, as well as us knowing where we think we needed to go. So they need to buy into it because it's where they want to go. And we're seeing that, and there's things that you won't see. So obviously there's some progression on the pitch, but it's the little things that you start to see off the pitch, the way they talk, the way they behave, the messages that they send to each other. So it's those little gains where you start to realise that they're buying into things, yeah.
And although you said to the media the other night, we don't want to get too high when we win, don't want to get too low when we get beaten, extra spring in the step with people since Tuesday coming in and got that win under our belts.
Of course, I'm not naive. 3 points, of course, it breeds those kind of things, confidence and the spring on the step and everything. But like you saw at training, but then if we come into work and the standards aren't where they need to be, the 3 points means nothing, because next interview, as I keep saying, I'm sitting here talking about why did we lose. So 3 points is great, but I know I sound like a broken record, but it's always about the day-to-day processes and the standards and the values every day we come in. And I think when you talk like this, people think, when do you enjoy yourself? But they're footballers, on the training pitches when they should be enjoying themselves, they love their football. So the training is what they should enjoy, but we've just got to be at it every single day.
Obviously we've seen Jackson Rizzoni's brilliant goal the other night, and you said he's capable of more, but I guess that goes for other players as well, and the goals are going to be shared around because perhaps over-reliance on Pigs early in the season.
Definitely, and they're all capable of more. I think some of them don't even realise what they're capable of, and that's, as coaches and staff, that's what we're there to bring out, because I think sometimes the 3 point monotony of going for 3 points takes the focus off actually how good they are. So that's a big part of our job, is to make them realise what good footballers they are, and take those, we keep saying this word shackles, but give them that freedom. At the same time, you need that real solid base. So the most pleasing thing for me the other night was, there was some decent football, particularly the first half, but it was more the solid base. There was things that they could have done better to take away their sort of relentless pressure the first 15-20 minutes, which we didn't do well enough, but that's fine, that's part of the learning. But the solid base was good. The fact that I felt like they were starting to look left and right and trust each other. That's really key, and that's what will bring the points, and that's what will allow us to do the next step and the next layers of what we need to do.
And team news arising from today's session. Callum Riley, how's he?
Yeah, Callum's seen okay. I always have to check with Tim and Chris after training to see if there's been any reactions, but Callum did the full session, so once I find out, but fingers crossed he should be fine. Yeah.
Ollie Palmer, what about him?
So Ollie was modified, so he got through. So that meant he only did 70% of the session, but he seemed to get through that fine. Same with a couple of young lads, Jack Medlin, great to have him back, and Zach Robinson. They were both on modified, so they did 70%. So that's part of what we do after. We have a meeting after, just to see if there's been any reactions and how they are.
In terms of those young players, obviously there's no loan options now for them apart from National League clubs that they were interested. So you've been arranging some friendlies to try and get them games.
Yeah, not me. Michael Hamilton's been great. So Mike obviously our academy manager has stepped in and taken control of that for us, which is brilliant, because we've got real talented youngsters here. We need to make sure their development program doesn't stop, and it's obviously been really difficult during COVID. So Mike's ranged 5 games already, I think, which is good, and it also gives me an opportunity to look at a couple of players that have brought in and have a look at them. And again, that means that everyone's playing football again now, which is really, really good. And I think Mike's arranged for a couple of National League managers to come down and watch those games, because I think the lads can play that level comfortably. Obviously they're young, so people always worry about bringing players into that level of football, but I'm confident that they could do it. So, but if not, we'll keep arranging these games so that they're getting their football and getting their minutes.
You talked in the build-up to Tuesday's game about perhaps the boys having to produce real intensity for at least an hour to get the 3 points. Probably even extra against a team like Hull City on Saturday. Yeah,
I just felt that if we had a 60-minute performance, it should be enough to win the game, and it was. Yeah, and against Hull, obviously, being a different challenge, they play a real mixture, so there'd be a mixture in there. So the intensity is something that's just got to keep growing. That's why I keep saying to lads, everyone has got to realise they're involved, because if the intensity drops, I need to be able to trust 4 or 5 players to come on and lift that intensity again. With the schedule we've got, Saturday to Tuesday, if this is how we're going to play, we need to play with that intensity. So, Chris has been great in terms of the players, because we try, looking at the training schedule and how we can lift it a bit. Obviously, within the limited time we have because of the Tuesday, Saturdays. And again, like today, you said I got into the players because I've got to make sure that group are ready to step in and they can bring the levels up, if anything.
Does it help as well that we gave Hull a really good run for the money at their place early in the season? Glyn said it was one of our best performances of the season.
Yeah, it was a really good performance, but I don't think it helps or it doesn't help. It's another game of football. That was one game of football. Yeah. This is another game of football. I don't think those things affect anything really, or if they are, they shouldn't be, because it's just another game of football that we need to go and do what we need to do to get 3 points.
Obviously, AFC Wimbledon, a big part of this club is what we do off the pitch in our community work. The Don's Local Action Group, tell us about what's been going on today with the players.
Yeah, well, as you know, I was doing a lot of work with them during lockdown, and I carried on that work. And I'm really, it's so important that we carry on doing that, because this is football club's about. So Katie Bignell, who comes in part-time and helps with the medical team, so I've asked her if she could take up that for us, and she's happily done that. So she's our link now between the Don's Local Action Group and the first team, although we're all part of it and we've all got our part to play, but she's like the go-to person. So yeah, she's already organised various things, and today a couple of lads, I think Adam Woodyard and Joe Piggott, maybe Rudy, have gone to take some food parcels after training down to a couple of people. So yeah, it's key. As I said, we've got to take these players out of that football bubble and get them interacting, and to be fair, the lads have been fantastic. They want to help. It's just, as I said, we behave in a certain way because it becomes the norm, but it shouldn't be the norm. They're footballers, they're human beings, they want to help. And that's what they're going to be doing, and that's what they've done today.
I seem to recall from travelling to an away game a few months back, you were getting arranged with players to make phone calls to people, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's been an ongoing thing. So so it's just all those kind of things. It's just, obviously we've got football matches to win, but there's also more than enough spare time to do the other stuff we need to do and what this football club's all about.
It's great to hear. Thanks, Mark.